I don't know why, but I've been gravitating towards black and yellow a lot lately. I'm kind of obsessed with this little brush because the tip is so tiny. It's something, so let's just appreciate that. Hey guys, welcome back. So today I'm trying out a brand that has been on my radar for a while now, but I've kind of been putting off buying anything from them because it's kind of expensive. But it is actually a brand based out of Canada, which is really cool because I'm actually from Canada, so I get to support a company from my own country. And the brand that I'm talking about is Suva Beauty. So Suva Beauty is well known for doing these water activated liners. I've seen them all over Instagram and TikTok now, and I've been sucked in finally to buy a palette. I think they sell them individually too, like you can buy one color individually, but I thought I would just try out a few colors and get a palette instead. And the one that I got is the UV Primaries palette, which basically comes with a white, a black, and then the primary colors. But the cool thing about the primary colors is they actually glow under UV light, which I think is a really cool addition. I don't think I have anything like that in my collection so far. Unfortunately, I don't have a UV light or anything in my room that I can use to show you guys that effect, but maybe I'll just throw up some pictures here quickly so you guys can see some examples of what it looks like. So today I'm just gonna try out all the shades and we're gonna swatch them on my hand. And then I'm gonna do a little look probably with a couple of the colors, maybe not all of them. I think it might be a little bit extreme if I try to put all the colors on my eyes, but we'll see. And yeah, without further ado, let's just get into it. So this is just the front of the palette, and then you can see on the back they list all the shade names. They call it the Hydra Effects palette and it's good for 24 months. Okay, it's distributed from Canada and I think it's a Canadian company, but it actually says here that the product is made in China. So that makes me a little bit more confused about the cost now, but whatever, we're just gonna ignore that. So it comes with this little brush, which is really cool, I think, because obviously if you're using this for liner, you're gonna need a really small brush, and not everyone has one initially, so they kind of give you one, which is cool. And finally, here's a close-up of the palette. You can see all the shades, and there's even a mirror at the top. All right, I just got a little bit of water on my brush, so we're gonna dip into the white first, and then I'm just gonna put a little stripe here. Ooh. That really came through. Okay. Just make it a little thicker so you guys can really see the color. That is a pretty bold white right off the bat. I'm thoroughly impressed with this white. Next, we're gonna dip into the yellow here and swatch that. So the yellow took a few more dips, definitely, but I think you guys can see it a bit better now. It almost has a highlighter look to it. It's not quite the yellow that I see in the pan. It almost has this highlighter look to it. Looks like I just wiped a highlighter on my hand. That's kind of fun. I kind of like that. Next, we're gonna go into the red and see what it's all about. Oh, this is a gorgeous red. Yeah, this red is super vibrant. It's almost similar to the case. You can see like a pop of red. Let's see what the blue's like. Put it over here because I'm running out of room on the other side. The blue's not giving me the amount of blue that I was expecting. I thought I just didn't put enough water on or something, or maybe I put too much, but I keep going in and it's just giving me that. It's almost like streaky. I'm gonna go with a little bit more water and see. Okay. The blue's okay, but it just doesn't give me that like wow factor that the other shades have been giving me. There's like a transparency to it that's coming through with none of the other colors. It's weird, but I think I'm just gonna move on. And finally, we have the black shade, which is probably gonna be the most used for me. Let's see how it goes on. Okay. After a couple coats, it's going on pretty pigmented and dark. I'm pretty happy with how black that is. I think it's not like as black as some eyeliners I've used, but it's black enough that it's acceptable. So here are all the shades one more time, and I think they're all pretty great. The only one I'm not sure about yet is the blue, but that could have been me while I put it on the first time. I have a feeling I put on like too much water or like not enough water or something. I don't know, I'm gonna have to try it again some other time, but for now, I think I'm gonna focus on trying the black. And I think I really wanna try the yellow too. Maybe we'll do like a black and yellow vibe, just like a classic black wing or something, and then add a little hint of yellow in there. I don't know why, but I've been gravitating towards black and yellow a lot lately. So I'm gonna use the little mirror that they provide and the brush, and I'm just gonna go into the black here, and then I'm just gonna go in and do some normal liner. So I will say, once you get your initial line down, it's really easy to like touch up with the little brush. I'm kind of obsessed with this little brush because the tip is so tiny that you can really get in there to like fix all the little mess ups. I mean, it's still a little bit patchy, but it's not that bad. I think from far away, you guys can't even tell. But for me, I really like my blacks to be like solid black, like pitch black darkness. And I feel like with this, it's just not really giving me everything that I wanted. I'm gonna do the other eye off camera with the black again and see if it turns out a little better. And then we can have some fun with the color and add some yellow in there. Okay, so as you guys can see, I managed to get a really thin line on this eye, whereas on this eye, I did this really chunky line. And I definitely wouldn't leave the house looking like this, but I think it shows you kind of what you can do with the product. I will say the second side was a lot easier to apply too. The first eye, I didn't really have enough product on the brush, I don't think, so I had to make it kind of thick to make it really bold. But with the second eye, it was like black already, so I just did one stripe and it was super quick. So I think it really depends on how much product you put on the brush on how well it works. So now I just want to have fun with the yellow color a bit, so I think I'm gonna add some little swirls just around the eyes with the yellow and make it kind of cute. Let's see how this goes. Don't really have a plan for this at all, but the first swirl is present. Let's keep going. There's just some little swirls there so you guys can see what the yellow looks like. I don't really know what I'm doing at all with these, so let's just try to mimic it on the other side. I'm only gonna put a few because I don't even think this is that cute, but it's something, so let's just appreciate that. It's still kind of fun, the swirls, I don't know. Not something I'd wear out, but it's something just for you guys. So overall, I would say I like this palette so far. I love the brush that they give you. I think that's probably one of the best parts. It really does help you do the detailed work, which is really hard for someone like me. I'm still honing my skills and I'm still practicing at doing like the really small stuff. So the smaller the brush, the easier all that stuff is, and I'm very thankful for that. The shades were okay, they're not my faves, but I know that it probably was also the way that I was applying it. This was my first time using Suva Beauty, so it could have just been me getting used to the formula, and I think I did get it to work near the end a little bit better, especially on this eye. So yeah, if you're thinking about picking up one of these Suva Beauty palettes or just one of their Hydra liners, I definitely would recommend it, but I think just be patient with them. Not everyone's gonna be a master at first, and I think I learned that today. And I do think the potential inside this palette is great, especially if you're doing more creative and artistic looks. I can't wait to upgrade from classic black liner and swirls to something more creative in the future. And that's it for today's video. If you liked it, make sure to let me know, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.